Hey guys, Stealth here. Time for some FTD. I'm gonna be playing adventure mode today and hopefully staying alive. Now, adventure mode, always tricky to start out. At least that's my opinion of it. You tend to get killed off pretty easily. And getting killed off is, well, pretty much the worst part of adventure mode. Because initially there's not that much that you can do. Now, the question is, what am I going to be building?
Do you believe in the stories about them?
And the answer to that is basically up to you guys. What would you like me to build? For now I'm going to start out with a basic raft in order to at least get my resources going. And we have about 20 minutes to get this thing going. That's usually when the first enemies start to spawn in. So let's have a look at the platform first. It's just going to be something a bit boxy, a bit square. All I need to be able to fit on it is a small engine and a couple of resource gatherers. That's going to be the resource gatherers right there. Actually, I can do with two of those. Materials gatherers. Two on each side, one on the front and one on the other side. Then, a basic engine. Let's go with a fuel engine generator. A couple of crankshaft modules. A carburetor on each end. I need a cylinder on each end. And finally we're going to need some fuel. Fuel storage. Let's put that next to the engine there. And then finally some material storage. There we go. Resources coming in. Slowly but steadily. Then the real question starts. What do I build? I've had good success with submarines. They really make it a lot easier to stay alive because you're virtually untouchable. But it's... oh, crap. Without any turbo generators, this thing is going to burn out every single time. And switch it around. There we go. This should help with the cooling of the engine. Temperature going down fast. And it's going to make the engine more efficient as well. I may not have enough engine power anyway. Come on, cool it down. A bit more. I barely have enough engine power to keep all of these things going. No, it is working. Power use is 29 apiece. I'm generating 198 or 197. What, we're still overheating? I should make the engine even more efficient. There we go. Now it's no longer overheating. So, what to build, what to build. I've already done the submarine. The airship didn't really work out because it is so damn fragile. And basic ships tend to get killed off easily, but I still want to go for a ship. It's not going to be particularly big. It's just going to try and salvage what I can. And then, when I get overwhelmed by enemies, I'm going to run the hell away. That's the plan. Basically, scout, run when required. Make it into a pretty sharp bow. I'm also going to be using quite a few hydrofoils in order to lift the ship up when I need to. The less you have in the water, the faster you're going to take off. And by take off, I mean speed up. It's the wrong one. There we go. It's starting to look a bit like a bow insofar as you can see. Yeah, let's go for a cruiser. The chat is real time, by the way, so I am actively reading it, and unless I'm actually engaged in combat, I'll probably be responding to it as much as possible. I hope that thing isn't going to be too big. That can be a bit of an issue. Let's see if I make it like this. I have a nice and still pretty flat bow. Downward slope. How about that? Yeah, I think that'll work. I'll be adding another one here. Of the downward slopes, that is. Jeez, it's hard to see. Lots of waves today. Make it a pretty sharp bow. And unfortunately, being adventure mode, I cannot lift the ship out of the water. So I cannot actually try and get the hull exposed so that I can do the maximum amount of maintenance on it. This is all I'm going to get. There we go. Diagonal slope on this end as well. There we go. Fast, sleek cruiser with torpedoes, missiles, and 100mm guns. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Not too specific, I'd say. Perfectly doable. Whoops. What game is this? This is From the Depths. A game where, especially in this mode, you end up usually kicking yourself for trying to get into the game mode and then failing miserably. No, FTD, or From the Depths, is a game mode where you design your own, well, ships. Not just warships, but virtually anything that you like. In this case it's going to be a ship, but you can just as easily build materials such as airships. You can try and go for a fast bomber. You can try and go for something along the lines of a fast jet, or even a satellite, I believe, is a possibility. Now, the water has pushed me away from the resource zone, so I have to quickly get myself back, because this is not a good position to be in. I'm wasting time. Let's go with the ship's wheel, park it there. Where am I? I'm too far in front. There we go. Ahead slow. The weather seems to be clearing up. Come on, a bit more. And there we go. Inside the resource zone. Okay. Let's make this hull a bit sharper. A bit more of a carved hull, so that I can pull even more of it out of the water. Ah, crap. I forgot the mirror mode. Alright, manual then. Balance it out. And yes, currently the ship is made out of wood. I know that that is very, very vulnerable, but it's the only real resource I have, as I want to spend pretty much the rest of my resources on weaponry and survivability. Mostly weaponry. And I could go with a lead keel here, to keep the stability of the ship intact. I might even be able to pump out the water in that segment down there to keep the ship with a little more balance and a little more floatability. Or I use it for ammo storage, we'll see. Oh, rudder's in the way. There. I could actually put my ammo storage here. It seems to be, in case I don't get hit by a torpedo, more or less the safest room on the ship, or at least the safest part of the ship. Whoops. Back it up. Gonna be throwing metal around that soon. Okay. Let's put the propellers a bit lower. And we're gonna close this off with a 3-meter wood beam. Get out of the way. And there we go. And then we're gonna need to add a few rudders. Let's put them right next there. Replace the ship's wheel. I'm going to be using a vehicle controller instead, because with a vehicle control I can also control hydrofoils, which I want to have right on the bow here. Water, hydrofoils. Let's put those in the upright position, so that when I move, I'm going to be leaping out of the water and getting out of dodge fast. Mirror mode's something I forget to turn on all the time. Yeah. I have that. You're just too caught up in the building and then you go, oh, yeah, I only did one part. Damn. That was not the intention. I need to make sure that this segment is closed off. Add all of the ammo storage here. Nope, not there. Here. Come on. This is what I get for building with the mouse, is it? Throw on some middle beams. So far as I can see what I'm doing. That, there we go. That one. And that one. Alright. Nope. That's sticking outside the ship. There. Now I have the core of my ship being ammo crates. And it is more or less, actually less emphasis, less emphasis on protection. But it should make it so that I don't blow up instantly. Which, let's be honest, has happened a few too many times. I'm not sure how your guys' gameplay are doing, but for me, I tend to blow up all the time in this game. Let's go forward a bit. Oops. That's of course T now. Water drive is at 0.64. Look at how the hydrofoils are lifting the bow up. So much so that the rear of the ship is almost coming out of the water too much. Let's lower her down and only start using those when I need to get the hell out of here. If it blows, it's gonna blow sky high. Yes, absolutely. That's usually how these things go. Slowly reversing. Stay inside the resource zone. Let's see, we've spent 9 minutes here already. Gosh, this is going fast. I'm gonna go for a torpedo launcher. Initially. While I'm saving up for turrets and the such. But I found that torpedoes just work so incredibly well. They are so diverse, or actually I should say missile launchers. They're so diverse, you can make them very, very hard, heavy-hitting missiles, or you can turn them into extremely long-range torpedoes. And yes, they do eat up resources. That is a problem. They are very, very hungry when it comes down to ammo crates. Let's put an IFF on there. A couple of staggered fires on the back. Make sure these things don't all fire at the same time. Whoops. 5. I want to have a controller right there. And now I have 6 tubes ready to go. Initially, I'm going to set these up as torpedo tubes. So 2 propellers. This is awful quiet. Yep, I drifted out of the resource zone again. I had full. Well, not full, but... Ship's only moving at 6 meters per second? That's awful slow. Anyway, torpedo propellers. Let's add 2 fuel tanks. I want to have a ballast tank, a regulator. Then, we're going to add the explosives. And yeah, I'm going to go all explosive with this weapon. And these need a torpedo sonar. One of them is going to be a 1-turn. And there we go. 6 torpedoes ready to go. Maybe replace the propellers with a bigger one. Yes. They're a lot more efficient. Oh, I didn't know that. In that case, let's adjust the ship a bit. Propellers, huge propeller. 2 of those big guys. And 1... Actually 2 rudders there. Let's hope she won't roll too much. Alright, let's save these. I'm using these for a different save already. So this is stream torps. And in case I get engaged by an air threat, I want to quickly retool these things. We're going to have a variable thruster. They're going to be pretty slow. 400, say 500 thrust. That's it. Then, they're going to need a target prediction warhead to steer the missile to where it's expected to go. I will need a ballast tank. I will need the explosive warheads. And I think I don't need too much more. I usually... Oh, crap. We're already being engaged. What's the source? Stern. Oh, whoops. That is not my missile, is it? That is not my missile. Activator seeker. Now, I'm going to need a firing control computer. Fire away. Give this thing something else to think about. Yeah, you can try... Oh, did you see that? Right. 12 minutes. And that's when the AI said, yeah, thank you. That was long enough. Good day, sir. You're done. So, 12 minutes, 20 seconds. Yeah, about that. Alright, what's next? Let's discuss that before I go in for the next one. What should be the next design? Because apparently ship, well, it could work. It could work. Yeah, submarine could work. Boom, headshot. Totally. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what hit me though, or where I was hit, because my ammo didn't go up. I think my character just got wiped out. Plane or helicopter? Anything else you guys want to see? Specific types of vehicles? I'm very, very bad at building jets, and I don't think jets are a good option because they have a very hard time mining stuff. Airship. Alright, let's give the airship a try. Stream. An ion spacecraft. Can you talk me through that? Because I haven't ever mounted an ion engine on my ship at all. So I don't really know how much energy they need. I don't think I've personally been higher with my craft than about 300 meters, maybe 400. But not much more than that. Okay, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Let's give it a dedicated heliblock spinner. Right there on the middle. And give it an extender. And we're going to give it a couple of heli blades. It's for now going to be the main spinner of the ship. I'm going to keep it airborne. But the mirror mode switched. There we go. Control. Automated control block. Yes, that shouldn't be too hard. There. One's enough, thank you. Before I forget though, I need to set this thing up so it's always up. It has to be an airship. Activate on spawning. The spin blocks. Set rotation speed to maximum speed. Test. And whoa! Up we go. But this thing is a bit happy about going up. I hope I can control this. Look at him go. Yeah. My altitude's going up fast though. 490 meters about. That's pretty good. Of course, any decent craft is still going to completely shit on me, because it's just going to fire a missile or an AP warhead and go, yeah, you're done. Nice meeting you, you're done. Where am I going to put my engine? I think the bow, or the front really is a bit heavy. If I put an engine there, I'm going to try building the engine right underneath the point here. Let's turn that around. I'm going to use a crankshaft and a couple of cylinders. Come on. Yes, there we go. Carburetors, turbochargers, make that engine a bit more efficient. Is it attached the right way? Yes, no, yes, good. We're still heavily angled. Yeah. Okay, can I make sure that this thing is stabilized a bit more? I don't think so. Well, maybe, yeah, I could use semi or smaller spinners, or go for jet stabilizers. Although I've more often than not had a bit of a discussion with these things, them not doing what I want them to do. They will probably need a bit of power, which is currently not being generated actually. So, resources, fuel storage. And they're still not doing anything. In the meanwhile, we've already wasted 3 minutes and we're not gaining a single resource. I can see that being a problem. I need to somehow even out this craft. Oh crap. I'm out of resources. Could you stop turning around? Okay, resources. No, not a storage box. I want a materials gatherer. Hoping that the angle isn't too big. Yeah, it's getting resources. Albeit slowly. Oof. Ah, right. I need to put them on the bow and the front. Sorry, the bow and the stern. Insofar as there's talk of that in an aircraft. So we're gonna have a jet stabilizer, and this is what I mean. I usually build ships. Whoa! Don't get too happy about that. And one there. That's better. Now at least I look like a well, an airborne oil rig. I don't know. With an engine sticking out. What could possibly go wrong? Let's add more resource gatherers. Start mining faster. I believe I can go up to 6 resource gatherers and still have this thing generate stuff fast enough. Let's throw another one on the other side. Keep it mirrored. Where was it? Right next to it, left side. There. Engine is slowly picking up. Resources currently 70, 80, 90. If I get 100, I can go for another one. There we go. Ugh. And of course the thing is completely out of balance again. Ah, I didn't put one on there. Right, I didn't have mirror mode on. Yeah, that kind of explains it. Okay. Now what? I don't really like turrets on this thing, because I think that they're a bit too likely to give me a lot of kickback. The recoil is going to be bad. Talking about bad, I'm gonna say that the stream quality is looking terrible on my screen. How's that with you guys? Is the stream quality really this bad? Heavily pixelated? Quality's meh. Yeah. I noticed the same thing. Video. I am streaming in full quality. Interestingly. So it shouldn't have any impact on the streaming quality. Curious. Encoding is looking good. Maximum kilobyte rate. That might be it. There, it seems to be stabilizing. Literally. Okay, in the meanwhile, 700 points of resources. I'm going to need to be able to get the hell out. In case that there is an enemy, and there will be enemies. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, that is the front of the craft. Gonna need a chair. Now, interestingly, you can just sit there and not get chopped apart by the rotor blades. Don't ask me. Sit. Good man. Okay, so we can move forwards and backwards and nothing else. Let's adjust that to also have a bit of rudder control. Pitch control is not really important. I want to stay at this altitude. So what I'm going to need is not so much wings, but a tailplane. There, now I should be able to turn there. Jet stabilizers are going to have a lot of work keeping this thing stable. A lot of work. As an aircraft mechanic, I can tell you it's 100% safe to sit in line with the props. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to move forward a meter or two. I think that that could be a problem. Oh, looks like I might... No, I'm outside the resource zone, by any chance. Yeah, I'm slowly getting outside the resource zone. Okay. So we need to turn around. A bit. Where's the resource zone? Below me. Yeah, of course it's below me, but I was hoping that the system might at least show it to me here. Turn. Really? There we go. Can we please start generating resources? I really, really like resources. There we go. Hold. That's close enough. I think the thing maintains some of its speed. Yeah, there we go. It maintains some of its speed. And that is causing this thing to keep drifting. It doesn't quite look like it. Yeah, my speed is still 110. Okay. I need to put one of these things elsewhere. Yeah, we're just gonna stick you down there. That means I can move you. Of course, those things don't really understand what I want them to do. At least I should be able to slow down faster now. Time spent, 9 minutes. That means I'm about to get attacked in 1 minute or slightly more. But I'm expecting it to be 1 minute from now. Ugh, really? I'm outside the resource zone again? How much is left? 7,380. Yeah, if at all possible, I don't want to leave. I want to sit here and stay here. Okay. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to encapsulate the weakest part of the craft. And I'm actually inviting you guys to come up with a name for this box. It's not really going to be anything else but a box at this stage. If you have a good name for it, let me know. I was thinking of building something along the lines of a Kirov airship from Red Alert, but it's still a far cry from that type of craft. Of course, all of this extra weight is causing the craft to go down. Altitude currently 409, 407, 406. We're slowly descending. Time to add some additional rotor blades. If you ever built a rotor blade to a rotor that was in flight, how is that for airplane mechanics? Where's the other one? Is it there? I think? No. I think some of the control modules are on the way. Yeah, the Hearthstone is in the way. Alright, Hearthstone, sit over there. Then I should be able to just put one more spinner block here. Or a heli spinner. There we go. The Death Cube. Yep. I like that. Okay. Once again, I'm going to try 4 weapons. This time around, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a... I could go for a 2-axis turret. Hopefully it won't outbalance the craft too much. I really, really hope so. Mirror mode on. Launch pads. And a couple of gantries. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 long now. 7, 8. They don't have a controller yet. That's fine. Let's make sure it has one. An IFF. Really, really important. I learned that the hard way. I think in one of the earlier playthroughs that I did, I shot myself in the head with my own missile. Ridiculously effective. But it ended my adventure a bit too soon. Variable thruster, 400, now let's say 500. I don't need a 1-turn, I think. I do need an active radar seeker, all the way up there on the nose. We're gonna need, let's say, 2 to 3 fuel tanks. I want this thing to have at least decent range. That's 4, that's a bit too much. An APN. No, actually target prediction is a bit better there. And the rest of it is going to be explosives. I find explosives to be one of the most effective warheads that I have been using. Oh, you gotta be kidding. I built this thing in reverse? Yeah, I think I built it in reverse. It's pointing. Yeah. Oh, great. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's on a turret. Doesn't matter. So now I should be able to rotate it as I see fit. Yep. Good. An undercover cube that is a rectangle. Yeah. It's actually hiding its true shape. This thing is really starting to struggle with the balance, by the way. So let's give the cube a bit more jet stabilizers to try and keep this thing actually functional. Anyone around? No. 13 minutes in and they haven't spawned. Okay. We can still go either way with this. Let's get some ammunition. It's a really tricky place to put ammunition, I find, in an airship, because basically wherever you get hit, you're going to really, really feel it. As in, you're going to blow up horribly. At least that's been my... that's been my sensation so far. That has been my sensation so far. Ugh, mirror mode. Yes, thank you guys. Not actually using those blocks on either side. Okay. And then one there. Good. Altitude is 420. Let's make it a triple rotor blade. There. I'm gonna try and get up a bit higher. 440. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Altitude 450. Good. Now, I'm not going to be using an AI just yet. For now, I want this thing to be manually controlled. That's it so far. Looking for the red. Yes, I am looking for the red at the top of the screen at the compass section, but so far I'm not seeing anything. And I like it that way, actually. I really, really prefer it that way. Let's add some additional weapons tubes. Let's try that with mirror mode on this time around. There we go. Apply the same. There. Let's do a bit of a test fire. Missile leaps off. Looks for a target, sea skimming. And if it keeps sea skimming like this, it's going to turn itself into a torpedo. Whoa, pull up! Yeah, there we go. It has not detected any target. Distance from launch pad, currently 1,000 meters out. How far can it go? I think about 1,500. Yeah, ish. That's in pretty much the anti-air mode. The anti-ground mode, I could turn it into a torpedo launcher. So let's save this design. That's the stream AA. And adjust it. Turn it into a torpedo propeller with 2 fuel tanks. I don't need a 1-turn. Not exactly. I do need a ballast tank and a regulator. And on the nose, I'm going to need a torpedo sonar. That's it. Apply to all. Save that as the stream torpedo. An 8-block missile, easy to use. For now though, I want to keep this setting loaded so that I can engage air threats should I need to. So far, still nothing. I have 2,600 points in resources. There's 5k left. Maybe I can place rubber blocks on the bottom so I can make it stealthy. Interesting. Interesting. The radar profile is probably terrible at the current stage. Visible detection range. Side profile is 300 meters. Bow and rear is only 107. Woof. That's not too good. Radar range, 600 meters. Sonar range is really, really weird. But I doubt that I'm going to be detected on sonar anyway, at this altitude. This is the heat profile. Ah, heat's only 106. And 300 if you're looking around broader. So, radar, at the moment, is my biggest issue. Now, rubber blocks are pretty expensive. They're the same price as a block that you would pay, or as the metal block. But I like the idea. And we can immediately see the difference as well. Let's go to radar range. There we go. That one's 600. Yep, 600 all around. It's slowly going down. Each block that I place is reducing the radar profile. I wonder what's causing the most waste, as it were. Oh, those are the problem. The jet stabilizers. Look at that go down. 526 or 476. Any round surface is probably my enemy. There we go. 371. I think the torpedoes or the weapon system is also going to be a problem. So I'm probably going to have to camouflage that thing up as well. 355, 54, 51. We're getting somewhere. It looks like shit, but for now, if I can look like shit and survive, then I would call that a victory. Whoa, 191. 614? And 714. Whoa. I need to reduce that. Any enemies? Yep. I'm seeing red blips on my screen. There's something out there. Let's have a look. Enemies incoming, yep. Stop mining again. That too. Where's the bad guys? Bearing. South... What's that? Southwest. Is it airborne? Where are you? I don't see it. No, it's up there somewhere. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, it's a trilobite. Trilobites are submarines. Depth 37-ish. I have no idea what the distance is. But there's a pretty easy way to find out, actually. We're going to load the torpedoes. And we're just going to dump a few torpedoes in the general direction. It's not going to see anything until it hits the water. The flying turd. Yeah, I think that'd be adequate for the current design. That's something that I don't really like about the rubber blocks, though. The rubber blocks currently only have the square things that you're seeing here, which makes the thing look absolutely terrible. If you could make those things look a bit more sleek, a bit more rounded and squared and, you know, all the other design options that you have, that would really help. And once again, I'm completely ignoring and or forgetting mirror mode. I am, however, getting my detection profile down to 159 and 215. This is starting to actually be to my liking. Does this help? 131, 209. Yeah. We're pretty hard to detect on radar currently. Torpedoes. Yeah, those torpedoes are never going to reach that target. Is there anything else on the charts currently? I don't believe so. And I am mining once again. Good. Have I disabled the magical detection options? Yes. They will only detect me if they actually have a sensor on board. Otherwise, they're not going to see me. So that should save me at least a little bit. Okay, let's actually start turning this thing into something that is semi-worthy of attention. Of course, this will, once again, give me a larger radar profile, so I once again have to package that up in rubber blocks. Don't particularly like it. This is an airship, by the way, so I might as well try and have it look like a ship. 147. Does this help? 146, yeah, very, very little. It looks like these things don't really add that much. They can't even detect me if I'm straight above them. Well, yes, they can. Because I only placed rubber blocks in a sort of ring around the ship. The bottom is still one big "Here I am" sign. Let's see if I can get that 647 down a bit more. Whoa. Those engines are terrible for my profile. They really, really give me a massive profile. I got them away and now it's 398. And does the wood have a high radar profile? I don't know. Let's add a few blocks. 398, 393. This doesn't particularly help. I think the torpedo launchers might be the problem. They have quite a few round-ish surfaces on them. And there it is. Fill it up. Yes? No? No? Yes. Okay. And now it's down to 340. My engines are working at 1/8 power with only one free block behind them. What? Spot crabs. Yes, radar is very, very much bounced off by rubber. If you look at the different blocks that you can build, this has a regular radar return. This has a large radar return. Metal block, high radar return. This is low. Glass is regular. Lead is terrible, or is also regular. Heavy armor. I believe this is a huge radar return. Yep, it says down there. Has a huge radar return due to the large numbers of rivets, plates, grooves, and bevels. Rubber blocks, the lowest possible radar return. Light blocks, of course, a regular radar return and ERA armor. Radar return is regular. Surge protectors, regular. So nothing all that interesting. But right now, I'm really only worried about the visual range. Switch to visual. Visual range, 550 and 575 to the sides, and the front is 420 to about 104. So if you look at the thing from the front, it's not that... yeah, it doesn't have that much of a radar profile, I suppose. But I'm still building. Mirror mode. What am I going to do with all of this space? No idea. There is a target to the north. Multiple by the looks of it. Are they duking it out together already? What do we got? Or is this a minion? Yes. A Dawn drone. And this is a mothership. Dawn. That thing has a lot of fuel on board. And is worth quite a lot of resources at 46,000, almost 47. Sorry, Spud Cups. I completely misread that. My bad. Okay, other targets around. Some to the north. Whatever happened to that submarine that was down here? There's still something. There, it's. No, that's a Nessie. Altitude 100. I haven't actually seen one of these before. Yeah, that thing looks like it's pretty heavily armed. You know what? I'm going to extend my missiles. Provided I can still find the exit. There we go. Make this thing larger so I can add more fuel and give them more range. I found that range is your ally in this game. If you can make sure that your range is bigger than theirs, then you are suddenly 10 times safer. Let's go with 4 fuel tanks, 2 regulators, 1 ballast tank, a ton of explosive warheads. I mean a lot of explosive warheads. And then a sonar. There it is, torpedo sonar. Save these as the stream torp. What's the nearest target is the question. I think that the target up north is really far away, so I'm not too worried about that one. The Marauder, and it's not alone actually. What are those? Ah, there's the trilobite. Sneaky little thing is hard to see. So that is there-ish. No, that's north. South-ish. I think. Have a good one. Look at the length of that thing. Torpedoes dumped into the water. I think I'm going to stream for about 2 to 3 hours. Depends on how much fun I'm having. 4,000 meters out. Forward speed only 15. These things are going to be traveling for a long time. But that's okay. We have time. The game slows down. So something just got their ass kicked. What are my torpedoes up to? Look at them. 1 there, 2 over there, 1 over there, and 2 going that direction. Oh well. So long as you can find a target. That's what you said. Really? We're going there? Okay. 3 torpedoes loaded. 4. Those things are probably really, really ammo expensive. Yeah, about 300 points of ammo per torpedo. What I could do is tell the torpedoes to only start their guidance once they're in the water. So let's say activate guidance delay 2 seconds. General direction, aim, fire. Now it shouldn't start aiming in the air. It should start aiming when it's going to go into the water. 3,600 meters out. With 1 regulator, I hope that they have enough time, because it means that they're going to have to travel 3,500 meters at a speed of 16, let's make that 17, let's quickly calculate that. So we have 3,000 meters to the target, and it's traveling at 15, so it's going to take 200 seconds to get there. Yeah, with the regulator I believe you have a time of up to about, oh, what was that again? 2 minutes extra or something? What's the regulator say? 100 extra 80 seconds. So yes, it should be able to get there. But I'm going to add 1 more regulator. Oh, actually I have 2 regulators. Now 3. That's a bit much. So these things can last for 7 minutes. Perfect. Not worried anymore. 2,400 meters out. And I thought that I had a staggered fire system on this, but these torpedoes seem to be pretty much neck and neck. Whatever. So long as you hit something, I'm happy. 5,000 points. Still mining. How much is left? Oh, we're almost done mining. Good. Then we can start hunting. There is... Oh, that's the Dawn. That's the thing that's generating those other ships. Looks like it's wasted a bit of its resources. It's no longer worth as much. Ooh, that looks like a rail cannon. A rail gun, sorry. It's not something I want to tangle with. Looks really weird with that revolving... What is that? A circle? Some sort of sun? Yeah. 1,400 meters. We'll get there. It's just gonna take a while. As soon as you turn the camera when viewing the torp, you turn the... Ah. Yeah, should have known. 1,100 meters out. Looks like we have quite a few torpedoes converging on that location. I can just get my first hit. 40,000 damage. Yeah, these things definitely hurt when they hit you. 900 meters out. So here's what I should do. Just fire the torpedoes, wait till the last one has cleared the launcher, and then switch to the camera view of the torpedo. The explosives in the back won't reach the target when the missile hits. You can use 4 torpedo props per fuel tank. Okay, cool. I'm gonna adjust that. 500 meters. I want to see the detonation on this one. I want to see how much damage you can do. It has way more fuel than it actually needs. This thing could probably go for well, almost 7 clicks before running out of time or fuel. It is turning. Look at the speed, 15. Whew. Terrible. Turning even more. It looks like a big ship. Is that the Marauder? Yeah, I think that's the Marauder. Looks like it's about to get a hit. Oh, 68,000. Thank you. The other torpedo seems to be swimming around, attacking from the other angle. That's not one of mine. That's a torpedo that seems to be coming in from the trilobite that's engaging. Okay, torpedoes. You were saying the rear torpedoes won't hit, or the rear explosives won't hit. 4 torpedo props per fuel tank. I currently have 2 torpedo props per fuel tank. So I can add, let's say, 3 on 3, 4 on 2. Let's go for 4 on 2, I think that'll work. Aim in the general direction of target. South, I'd say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All weapons clear the tube. Or the launcher. Range 2800. They should be a bit faster now. 18, 19, 20-ish, 22, 23. They're still speeding up. 24. I hope that they're not going to burn through their fuel too much. Oh yeah, my fuel supply is going out. Good point. I shouldn't be worrying about the torpedoes, I should be worrying about me. There. I have plenty of resources, and I think the resource zone is depleted. Yes, it's done. What am I going to do with almost 6,500 resources? Looks like someone's AI's been killed over there. I don't think that was my doing. Torpedoes on way. Looks like the Marauder is still taking fire. This thing is what I want to hit. Because the poor Marauder is not likely to ever be able to return fire to the trilobite anyway. And the trilobite is just slowly taking this thing apart. Though I think the torpedoes that it's using are set to fragmentation. The trilobite, I hate these things. I really, really despise those torpedo things. Because they're so damn hard to kill. South, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. You know what? We're going to start heading south. It's time to start this thing up. And it won't go. Why won't it go? Actually, it will go, but it simply refuses to turn. Can you explain why? Is that block in the way or something? Yes, the block's in the way. Okay. But for some reason here, they don't seem to mind. Yeah, you just don't make any sense, do you? There's south. Whoa! Don't overshoot. Let's turn the detection radius off. See what my torps are up to. I don't know. Did they even hit? Trilobite is still slowly firing torpedoes. Second flight of torpedoes is still on the way. My character is being chopped up by the rotor blades. Yes, I know. It's weird, isn't it? It really, really looks disgusting. But he doesn't really seem to mind. 433. Are these things running out of fuel? Or something? I don't know. I'm going to try and kill both of these and then steal their resources. But the real question is, what are we going to do with this well, I think I was going to say ship, but that's a bit too much honor. What are we going to do with this craft? What do you recommend building next? Because I don't usually build these types of craft, I build subs. Looks like the Trilobite is not very good at firing torpedoes. My torpedoes, on the other hand... What? Are those my torps? Oh no, they run out of fuel! Ugh, I put too many propellers on them, too many thrusters. Okay. They're eating their fuel a lot faster than I was hoping. Okay, screw it. 2 more fuel tanks. I am a bit closer now, though. Speed 6, sort of. Aim in that direction. Get the torpedoes out. And with that, the last torpedo hits the water. 2,500 meters out. The ones in the back have 1 block clearance, giving them 1/8 of maximum thruster power. Okay. So if I take these off... Yep, there goes the speed. 12, 13, 14 even. Now we're getting somewhere. Literally. Now we're actually getting somewhere. In the meanwhile, the Trilobite is still pumping torpedoes into the... Or is it? Yep, Marauder just got hit again. Didn't really seem to hurt him that much, though. Couple percent off. There's my squadron of torpedoes. I'm going to need to add a few more ammo storage units, because I'm not really getting my torpedoes back as fast as I would want. This should help. And I need to change course a bit. Oh, crap! There's an aircraft now! Really? You guys see that? Up in the air there? I'd say that's something airborne. Yep. A Hyla. Or something. There's the new flight of torpedoes. Okay, let's quickly save these things, in case I haven't already. Stream torps. And adjust them. Variable thruster. Set that to 500 to conserve fuel. Throw on a crap ton of fuel tanks. A few more fins on the back. Variable thruster. 500. Then target prediction guidance. And a few EMPs. I found aircraft to be pretty susceptible to EMP, depending on their make and model. But overall, pretty susceptible to EMP. Okay, so where's that craft? Oh, I'm once again heading in the wrong direction. I did just do 127,000 points of damage to the Marauder, it seems. They're south. I think that if I did that much damage, there's... Oh, there's a rain coming this way. There. No, missiles, what are you doing? Oh dear. I don't like this. I really, really don't like this. These missiles don't have a clue what they're going for. The other missiles do. Sorta. Oh, please kill this thing quick. Quick. Turn around. Turn around. I think they're gonna run out of fuel. Like, seriously run out of fuel. Ah, crap. I still have them set up. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Yep, I'm done. I don't think that there's much that I can do. Although I still have a decent amount of resources. I could try dumping a few points in launch pads. Put them on the front. Yeah, let's try that. Make a set of smaller missiles. And hope for the best. A controller as well. Come on. Game is slowing down again, isn't it? 2, 3, 4. I really, really hate lasers. They do so much damage. Oh, no. Don't kill me. Please. I finally survived more than 10 minutes. Ready. Fire. Yeah, no, yes. Are you firing at the rain? Yes. But it barely even noticed those little things. It seems. God, I hate the fact that you cannot go into an external video or an external camera mode. There's the rain. Next set of missiles. I hope it doesn't have a missile defense system. Wouldn't be surprised if it does. And with my missiles heading directly for it, it cannot actually hit. Other potential problem, friendly fire. Come on, rain, where are you at? There it is, behind me. Turn. Turn, turn, turn a bit more, please. Ready, fire. Oh, it's once again going directly for it. Ooh, and once again my missiles completely missed the target. Gotta hate that. And my missile battery is still being repaired. Okay, let's throw on repair bots. It's gonna consume resources like crazy, but I need to get this thing back up so I can kill that thing that's slowly, but absolutely tearing my craft apart. Target prediction, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Oh, come on. Oh, crap, there's another craft getting pretty close. There, down there. Oh, that's missiles. That's a lot of missiles! No! Wait, is it even... Whoa. That was my ammunition storage. I'm not sure how this craft is still together. I'm not sure what I'm actually sitting at, but let's ignore the fact that I'm currently sitting on air, that I have no further resources, and barely enough points to buy a heartstone. Yeah. No, I think I think this is done. And here it comes again for the finishing touch. Aiming straight ahead because of reasons. I still have one missile with regulators. Yeah, that makes sense. With regulators. Yeah, I am done. There's no way I can get back aboard. That's something I don't like about an airship and that I haven't found an answer to yet. How do you get back aboard your ship, especially an airship, if you drop off? Because I don't believe that there's an ACB or an automated control block that's going to allow you to do that. Where you say, if character drops overboard, then turn off props, for example. I don't know how to do that, so I don't think that I can get back aboard. Alright, on to the next one then. What are we going to build next? Let me know in the chat. Build mode on hover Q. Oh yeah, that could work. That's a good one. That could work. And doing it that way, you might be able to beam yourself back. I think subs are the best option for adventure mode. Yeah. I'd love to see a jet, a frigate. See, the problem with a jet is that if you have a jet, then pretty much by definition, you're going to be moving fast a lot of the time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I cannot move fast and still be mining in the resource zone. So that is going to be a bit of an issue. I could go for a jet, and then initially have it in the water. Let's try that. Begin adventure. Stream, he shouted in caps lock. Fast ship with lasers. Ha! Lasers. Those are really expensive weapon systems. Not so much in the sense of the laser itself, but in the sense of the logistics that it's going to need. Lasers are incredibly hungry for energy. And that means that you're going to need to build a lot of engine blocks. And engine blocks mean fuel. And fuel's expensive. Okay. We're going to build a jet. How about trying to build the resource gatherers on the tailplane? At least initially. A couple of material gatherers there. Then, for an engine, let's go with a crankshaft, a couple of cylinders, carburetor, turbocharger. There. We need to store those resources somewhere. Let's put those more or less underneath. Let's extend it a bit. And then fuel. Resources, fuel storage, boom. Mining. Oh no. Ugh, top heavy. Don't you hate it when it's top heavy? Let beam turn me back around there. Nice backflip. Not what you're supposed to do with your jet. What province are you from? I'm from a province called Zuid-Holland, which is to the southwest of the country. You can build an ACB detecting if anything is in the blocks ahead of it. Having it turn off the props if you're not there. Oh, that's clever. That is really clever. For now, though, I'm going to go with the jet design. Which is something that I have tried a few times. Didn't really work out. Found that I got myself killed, or I got a really, really butt ugly aircraft. Anyway, wings. And lots of them. Actually, I think I need to build the wings a bit further back. Once again, it would be really easy and handy if I could lift the entire craft out of the water using the caps lock that you have in the vehicle designer. But of course that would be too easy. Ailerons, so I can maneuver. Then we're going to need to throw on a tailplane. Now be honest, this has to be one of the ugliest aircraft you have seen to date, yeah? The thing isn't even attached properly. Get out of here. Or is it? These things always get me confused. Yeah, no, I think they were attached properly. Oh. Everything I build looks like a box. Pretty much. Gathering resources quickly. You can build an Su-27M. This thing is a far cry from an Su-27M. An Su-27M is an incredibly beautiful aircraft. This thing is incredibly ugly in its current form. But hey, who knows? We might still get there. So, control, chair. Then, a control for a vehicle controller. Let's get in the chair. And I'm going to give this thing a bit of a test flight. No idea if it's going to work or not. But we'll see. Let's put a thruster down here. No, actually, I'm going to use balloon blocks to get it out of the water, in case I need it. With mirror mode, please. Encapsulate the wings a bit. One more block there. This should also help with the float capabilities, although that's really not part of the design. Air. Hot air balloon deployer. One there, and one on the nose, and then a switch. So now I can easily deploy all of those things. And I'm even going to set a ACB for that. So that if altitude... when altitude is greater than, let's say 150, deactivate balloon deployers. Okay. I'm missing the elevator. What? Overheating the engine, am I? No, the engine is not overheating. It's doing okay. I could do with another turbocharger, actually. Make it a bit more efficient, but otherwise it's okay. But what I could use is a few more of these. Because I don't think that I'm going to be able to output enough power to keep this thing moving. If I'm actually going to fire off those thrusters. Okay, I think I have most of what I need. Bit of a tailplane there. Lift and center of mass are decent. Could be a bit better. Put the center of mass a bit further towards the fore. Yeah, I think they're now pretty much one-on-one. The flying pancake. Yeah. Okay. Balloon deployers. Fire the thrusters. Oh dear. Yeah, about that. Welcome to building aircraft with stealth. Good luck. This thing is not going anywhere. And it's not actually mining resources either. That's the worst part of it. So yeah. I think I need to think on this design a bit more. So we're going to splash back into the water. Once again, upside down. It's a spaceship, yeah, well, of sorts. Have you ever seen an aircraft with a keel? I mean, what? Any suggestions for flipping this thing? Do a loop. Yeah, just one? Oh, yep. Turn, turn, turn. Cut the no. Nope, nope, nope. Although, yeah. Yes, we're mining again. Good. How much is left? 7,500. Whew. Okay. We're mining. I think a PID might help. Not sure how well a PID can control the aircraft though. Pitch. It's going to use control air and water thrusters and thrust reverse propulsion components to achieve a pitch. Okay. So I'm going to need to add a few more, not jet stabilizers, probably jet engines. Let's put one down there. Then a counter thruster there. What could possibly go wrong? As far as jet stabilizers, might want to throw those on as well. And of course a few for the pitch, which seems to be rather terrible at the current state. And then one down there. Okay. It's not too late to convert it to a ship. No. It's not too late. But I want to try this. I want to get a grip on how to build an airship or on how to build a aircraft like this. Let's try it again. Lifting me out of the water. Thrusters to full. It's actually moderately stable. Come on, pitch up a bit more. I want to go to 100. Loose the balloons and see what happens. Move to 150. Ooh. No. I think the PID is trying to overcorrect. Full speed ahead. There's the balloons. And it pitches down a lot. Although, no. I think the PID is starting to correct it. Have I actually built an aircraft? Will it turn? Yeah, it'll turn, but it'll also sink like a brick. Up, I tell you. Up. Trying to get this thing to make a turn is going to be pretty tough. I think that this thruster is causing all sorts of mayhem. There! We're flying. How about that? There, that should help with making turns. Whoa! Bit aggressive of a turn, but it works. Current altitude, 91. Looking good. It is trying to really maintain a level pitch. But I'd say I'm arcing backwards about 15 to 30 degrees. In the politest way possible, ever heard of the Steam Workshop? Yes. Remove the jet stabilizers. Okay. If this thing crashes, that's on you. Oh. Yeah, we need to talk about those jet stabilizers again. Whoa! The PID is sorta overcorrecting my pitch control. But, hey. It's not too bad. It's maintaining a pretty decent pitch. I am losing altitude. Sort of. What it doesn't really want to do that much is roll. Nah, sort of. I'm a bit worried about constantly losing altitude, though. I don't think that the PID can control the altitude for me, can it? Controls upward thrusters. No. That is not the point here. Why am I still going down? Add more wings for lift. Okay. Wings it shall be. Oh, no, 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 no! Up you go. Up you go. I know how much you like the water, but you're not a ship. You are, in fact, an aircraft. So start acting like one. Come on. Up. That thruster is really a pain in the ass. I think the PID is whoops. Constantly trying to push the craft down because of it. Now I'm starting to spin a bit much. I'm putting one thruster there and one there. Would that work? Yeah. PID? Please fix. Welcome to learning how to build jets with stealth and adventure mode. It's not really flying that well, is it? It's still trying to dip down. I think you're a huge talent for subs. Yeah. Not so much for aircraft, eh? Not so much for aircraft. I'm trying to pitch up, but my altitude simply will not go up. How much time have I spent? 13 minutes. Okay, I'm about to run into an enemy. Go on. Pitch up. Pitch up. Get your nose up. This thing is trying to push it into the water. Yeah, I cannot take off like that. There we go. Do we? Yes, sort of. They're gonna drop right about now, and that is when I can no longer turn the aircraft. That thruster, though, is really bloody aggressive. Better. Just need to tune the power of it down a bit. Now we're actually starting to go up. We're gaining altitude. Albeit a bit less. No, we're still going down. What is this sorcery of going down all the time? Because the ACB... No, not the ACB. The PID is perfectly happy to push me down, but not up. Which is unusual. Why would it want to push me down all the time? You know what? I have plenty of fuel. We're gonna put on some thrusters. 33. Ooh. I think that impacted my center of mass a bit. A bit too much. Air, jet, huge thrusters. And And now the thing doesn't have enough down pitch. Push it down. Altitude 500. I'm turning into a spaceship now. No, that's too much. This PID is supposed to make my life easier, not harder. We're still banking a bit. Return that? Yeah, sorta. Sorta. Yeah, sniper, I know who you are. Okay. Now, I wasted a lot of resources and a lot of time. And I don't have any weapons yet. So I need to go for at least one weapon. And I need to be quick about it. So let's go for... I don't know. Can we get 2 missiles? I don't think so. I think 1 is more likely because I also need ammunition to keep it going. What do you mean it's not connected to a missile controller? There we go. How many blocks is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I can load my standard torpedo loadout. And I want you to wait with the activation for 2 seconds. Then, control, fire control, 1 is enough. And we're going to need a bit of resources. Where are we going to position these without tanking the craft again? Ammunition on the wings. Because why not? We could set the PID to a pitch higher than 0. Oh, that's clever. Let's set it to 1. No, PID, that's down. 1? Is that at all possible? Still going down. Set it to 5. Altitude. Steady. At 57. 56. I think that means I don't have enough lift yet. 56. Do I really need more wings? Even more than this? Let's try it. I can always take them off later. 58, 59, 60. Yes, now we're going up again. There we go. Altitude is slowly increasing. Let's see if I can keep the altitude around 500 or something like that. Let's try to bank. Head back to the resource zone. There we go. I can also set it to roll. What happens if I do that? It's gonna roll thrusters. I'm not sure if that's gonna work out too well. No, I don't think so. What are you doing? Seriously. Get a grip. Hey, Technician and Cassiopeus, welcome. Sorry, Cassiopeus, you're already here. Never mind. Bank back. There. So why has nobody spawned? It's been 19 minutes already. Where's everyone? Normally, you're in all sorts of trouble or you're already dead at this stage. Or at least, that's usually the way things go with me. I'm not sure if you guys have the same experience. Why will you continue to bank? Is one wing out of position or something? I don't think so. Altitude 340. Not too bad. Not too bad. For an altitude of 500 you want to replace the jets with ion thrusters. Very weak jet. Maximum force 150. Maximum force 500. Whoa, that's expensive. I can put one on here, I think. What do they even look like? There we go. So with this, I should be able to get into space. Let's see. Oh, fuck me. Laser? I just built this thing, damn it. Now you're taking it apart? Altitude 500. That seems to be where the craft stops. And now I'm gonna get hit. And... yeah. That's it. Was nice while it lasted. I'm actually not unhappy because I actually built something that sorta kinda flew in a more or less stable trajectory. Which is more than I can say about my jets so far. So yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, just take me apart already. What is it? Oh, never mind. I was wondering what it was that took me apart, but never mind. Okay. What's next? Frigate? Or the sub? Those are the options. The frigate or the sub. Frigate having the advantage of being a little easier to build, but also more vulnerable. Sub taking a bit more time, unless you make it a really small sub, and being very, very much safer than the frigate. A submarine with torps on the inside, as long as the craft with rubber blocks on top of it. The stealth nuclear sub, okay. A jet hydrofoil? Interesting. That could be a really fast craft. Frigate. Frigate, frigate, frigate. Okay, ship it is. Once again, I'm going to call it stream in the hopes of ever getting to save this thing. Make it like a modern ship like the Congo. I don't think I'm going to be streaming long enough. The Congo is a huge ship compared to the, well, basically the rubber or the wood dinghies that I've constructed so far. If you compare the Congo to that, the Congo is a very, very sizable craft. I wouldn't be surprised if it is in the game actually. I mean, Bismarck is in the game. You can load it up from one of the campaigns. But the Congo, let's just say that there needs to be a lot of salvaging done before I can ever get enough resources to get a Congo. But who knows? Let's set that as the goal. The goal is building a Congo class. I'm not sure it's a battle cruiser. Depends on who you ask. Turbocharger, resources, fuel storage, fuel tanks. A couple of jerry cans right next to the engine. Material storage. 2 large ones. Blocks. No, not metal blocks. Wood blocks. And the resource gatherers. This is usually how it starts out. There. Okay. A modern warship, a Pegasus class, where you switch over to the sandbox mode and show us your glorious building skills. I think you just witnessed my glorious building skills when I tried to do the ship. The plane. That's pretty much the extent of my glorious building skills. Which, I think, are not that share worthy, to be honest. But your mileage may vary. haven't actually built the ship like this before, so this could be interesting. Diagonal cut over there. Rotate, and there we go. One more. Am I doing this right? I'm picking the wrong one. Yep, there we go. Okay, she's rolling a lot in the water. It's probably because she doesn't have a keel yet, other than one little block of lead. That's all that it has at the moment. There. Should stabilize the ship a bit, but also make her heavier. And the weight is starting to pull her down. Fortunately, the resource gatherers is still above water, so they're not actually taking on water yet. Keeping the ship out of the water for now. Have I played the Ashes campaign? No, I so far only dabbled in the early campaign. The Quest for Netter one. I think I need to adjust this design a bit. I need these things. This looks weird. Restart. This is not how I usually construct my hulls, but I was just messing around a bit. Okay. Triangle hulls. There we go. No, not over there. There. And then one more of those blocks over there. We'll get there, eventually. By which time I'll probably get torpedoed or hit with a missile or with a laser or... Take your pick. Actually, let's make it... let's turn it into a bet. How am I gonna get killed this time around? Because let's face it, I'm gonna get killed. Unless I come up with something really, really clever, I'm gonna get killed again. So, what is gonna be the instrument of my death this time around? What do you think? Is it going to be a missile? Is it going to be a torpedo? Are we going to see some sort of Gatling gun come after me today? What do you think? Let's make the hull a bit higher. I'm keeping the hull long to make sure that I have enough room for turrets. That's the thinking behind this design. Whoops. Come on. Ah. Okay. This should give me, for now, enough room to position weapon systems. In case we get to that stage. Air pump. There we go. High and dry. Well, dry. Anyway. Keep that. Keep the keel extended. There we go. Gotta knock on some wood. The entire ship's made out of wood. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. As far as kills, cram cannons. I'm betting missiles, torpedoes. We'll see. We'll see. So many things that can kill me. Let's load the designs. I have so many designs. A 127mm dual turret. Whoa, whoa, that was a big bit. A bit too big. This thing is actually a lot smaller caliber than it looks like. 6 times 100mm. Oh, what am I going to take today? PT boat turret. No. Total test platform. Fletcher. Ooh, it's pretty far out of the water. This thing's gonna topple me over. Not good. 3x3, 127 mil. Including a turret. This thing is supposed to be pretty far under the waterline. 120mm AA turret. Let's see what happens. Decent. Doesn't have any shells. And I can actually... yeah, let's position those in the hull. So, advanced cannons, ammo controller, ammo customizer 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go with AP-HE rounds. So HEs will have an inertial fuse in case it dings off of something, and then an AP warhead. There we go. It's a 120mm gun, range 2 clicks, muzzle velocity 354. That's a bit low. Let's make it a base bleeder. Up the speed, up the kinetic damage, or lower the kinetic damage but up the speed. 2600 meter range. Muzzle velocity is lower? What? Yeah, okay, fine, we'll stick to this. Then set all of these things to use that as a module. And we're of course going to need to add ammo storage. And it would be nice if I could do that along the middle line of the ship, the mirror mode. There we go. Why am I still taking water? Whatever. Fine, let's go for propulsion systems next. This thing is not the most hydrodynamic thing I've ever designed. Doesn't matter. For now, all I need to do is go fast and get me out of trouble. Because let's face it, trouble's gonna happen. Okay, vehicle controller. Set. All the way to the back of the ship. Hello. Chair. Because I tend to get blown off of the ship more often than not. And it won't turn. If I tell you to turn, you ask how fast. You don't just not turn. There we go. You play a lot of Airland Battle. Is Wargame worth it? Yes. Wargame is worth it, especially Red Dragon. Yeah, that's the one you're asking for? Yes. Be prepared to go through a bit of a learning curve, though. It is by no means an easy game. So be prepared to invest the time. If you can do that, then yes, it's a good game. Where did I get all the prefabs? Well, I spent quite a bit of time in the designer. Oh crap, that's the wrong setting. In order to get a few of those prefabs for this ship and others. And my water drive is set to reverse. How fast can I go? 14. Not bad. And that's not even with a hydrofoil. Let's go for a hydrofoil. Put it in the upright position. There we go. Let's get the heartstone and pull that thing back a bit more. Then I should be able to throw in one more turret. That was... ooh, there's one, I think. And I misaligned it. Fantastic. Let's try that again. There. Also prepare an AI system for this one. Let's make sure these things don't start shooting at each other, because I know that they like to do that. We're not breached, are we? No. But this part might be. This part might be. Yep, there we go. It's not breached. We're good. Time. 9 minutes in. Okay. Let's see. The ship is very Sleek. I hope that works. Control. Fire computer. I want to see what happens when I fire the guns. I'm not sure about the recoil. Oh, recoil of 18k. That means that these things are going to really kick. Woof. The barrels take quite a while to cool down as well. That could be a problem. Okay. I can mount an AI connector on here and give this thing, let's go with a passive system, passive radar, so I can detect radar systems, or yeah, radar systems and radar signals. And then behind me here, I'm going to add the mainframe, because there's no way I'm going to be controlling all of those weapon systems and maneuver the ship. I can do a lot, but that's a bit of a stretch. Wireless transmitter. And a few general purpose cards. Of course I should be putting mirror mode back on, but, you know. Then, on the turret, I'm going to have a connector. And I'm going to go for a coincidence rangefinder. And finally, where are you at? The receiver. Ship seems to be quite happy to keep moving itself out of the resource zone. Probably I'm not taking the engine off entirely. There we go. Mining again. Set this thing to auto adjust. Set this thing to a maximum range of 2500. Shells loaded 46 and 53. Still loading. So now I have two guns. I could turn them into 60 mils, but I think the 60 mil doesn't have quite the range or the punch that I need. 60 millimeter range. Whew, 944. That's not very good. Now, the plan is pretty simple. If there is something that's going to come after me, I'm going to run away. If it's an air threat, I'm going to run away. If it's something that I don't think I can kill, I'm gonna run away. This is... you know what? We're gonna call this one the Jack Sparrow, for always running away. There. Whatever, I named the fleet that, but okay. How much resources are left? Still 6k. Not too bad. Going to extend the hull a bit. No, not right now. Later. Drag. 8 to 11. That's not bad. Length friction about 9. And that's in a passive position. Once I get moving, the hydrofoils will push the craft out of the water. And I should be able to get a good speed going. Actually, let's see how fast I can go. A bit of a speed test. Okay, the hydrofoils are not far enough to the back of the ship. $17. Can we go further back? Lift. 18 almost. And that's with pretty much half of the prop sticking out of the water. Yeah, about 18. But it won't really turn that well at that speed. Why aren't enemies spawning? They tend to spawn between 10 and 20 minutes. So we still have some time left, by the looks of it. Basically a stay of execution, if nothing else. Okay, I'm going to try something that I haven't done before. I'm going to Basically, as per your guys' request, try and turn this into a Pegasus. A Pegasus is, at least in Wargame, a pretty much pure breed hydrofoil. And this should push the ship out of the water. It might actually turn the ship over so much that it's pushing it out of the water. Yeah, the bow is a bit too high, isn't it? Ship keeps leaping out of the water. But it almost does it so much so that it doesn't give me enough thrust. The ship almost clears the water altogether. Let's see what happens if I add a few jet engines to it. Normally not recommended, but these I'm going to add. Let's see, I need to set the jet engines. Where are they? There. Whoa! Even more thrust. 20. 21, 22. What do you think? I need to put that thing a bit further forward? As mentioned, it's experimental design. I haven't tried this before. I have props on the pole and some jets. What? Really? Thrust is above the center of mass, so it pushes it down. Yes. It does. So these things need to be a bit lower, actually. 22, 24? It's not really consistent in its speed, is it? Speed now. 18-ish. Pretty much the entire craft is not in contact with the water anymore. I wonder how accurate the guns are going to be in this situation. And of course my thrusters are not really doing anything to turn the ship anymore. Thruster assisted ship turning, how about that? Where is the resource zone? I don't know. Did I really stray that far from the resource zone? Oh, there it is. I'm heading straight for it. Good. The ship seems to be really good for running away. Yeah, probably. I think that you set the hydrofoils too steep. Okay, let's put them a bit lower then. How about getting rid of these quickly before it starts to roll over? We have an up angle of about 5 degrees now, maybe 10. I don't think it's working as well as I hoped. Enemy sighted. Did you? Yes. South. What we got south? There's one. Sea adder. Probably even in my state I can take on a sea adder. How about giving this thing a couple of torpedoes? We're gonna add a connector first. Launch pad. This is going to be a pretty violent launch for the torpedoes. I want to get those things away from my ship as fast as possible. And we're going to finish up with the controller. Load the 11 block torpedoes. Kick in the guidance, or kick in the warhead after 2 seconds, that's good. And set these to control system 2. So that I don't actually fire the guns when I'm firing something. Okay, where's the enemy? We're gonna give him a gift. There somewhere. Whoa! 100 meters per second forward velocity. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty aggressive launch. Pretty aggressive launch. I'm not sure if the Sea Adder is firing torpedoes at me or not. It might be trying to fire torpedoes, but not quite getting the firepower that it needs. It doesn't, or definitely doesn't have the range that it needs. Slow down. There we go, we're mining. Torpedo, 2,000 meters out. Still has ways to travel. This thing, by the way, is set up with a couple of EMP warheads on the nose of it as well. Only one torp has been set. Oh, crappy me. This thing also needs to be a torpedo. The other one... yeah, that was just really ridiculous. Okay. These things have a 1 turn, correct? Yes, they do have a 1 turn. So, theoretically, I could tell them to head that way. Theoretically. Launched. Aiming via... oh. Oh, I'm suddenly remembering something. They don't have an IFF. Would be really bad if I would get hit by an own-ship torpedo again. Aiming for triangle corner, 3,000 meters out. Where is the Sea Adder? There she is. There's a torpedo. That's my lonely torpedo, the one that was fired. Then, there seems to be another threat, I think, to the north. No, these torpedoes are also turning south. Good. Oh, you're in for a torpedo, Sunshine. Very, very poor paddle boat. But it's something new from spawning in one of those super heavies. And will it hit? Yes-ish. Didn't quite do the damage I was hoping for, though. Only killed it off to 94%. The other 2 torps should help. Where's the others? Still too far out, probably. 1,800 meters out. Yeah, it's going to take a while for those. And meanwhile, I'm still happily gathering resources. There's still quite a bit left. 4K. Considering arming my ship with a few more missiles. Or a few more torpedo launchers, basically. What's the actual setup for these torps? Let's have a look. 2 fins in the back, 2 props, 3 fuel tanks, a 1 turn, a ballast tank, 2 regulators so they can travel pretty much as far as they need to, a ton of explosive warheads, 3 EMPs and a torpedo sonar. That's it. And with that they can cause death and destruction among most of the craft that I've encountered. I tend to fire these from submarines. See if I can get a bit more resources before I'm forced to run again. And meanwhile, I'm considering switching the hull to metal. No, actually, we're gonna go for the second set of missiles. Or torpedoes, rather. Meaning that the guns are basically a self-defense weapon. And I want to have a staggered fire add-on there, ×2. Give Give me one delay between the launches. Adjust, add to all designs, or apply to all designs. There we go. 4 missiles. Torpedoes, I must add. Torpedoes in the current setup. Have they hit the crafts? Not yet, and the craft's no longer alone. There's a stardust up there that just seems to have cut this thing in half. That is bad news. I think I did a bit of damage there as well. I think that we're about to get company. It seems to have gotten some resources there. Yeah, I think I'm next. Are you seeing that? You're tracking one target. Oh, yes. That thing is up to no good. This is interesting. The hull is so far out of the water that the guns can almost fire over each other. Almost. And the failsafes should make sure that I don't actually end up hitting my own ship. Okay, so let's load the other types, because I also have AA missiles. Apply to all. Load, AA. Apply to all. Oh, there's a missile coming this way. Or is that a torpedo? I don't know. Turn, 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 turn. Oh, incoming! Weapons away. Take. No, you're not going to take that? Okay, cool. Woo! Damn nearly a collision there. I'm not sure who put his or her money on the collision, but that was close enough. I need more ammo storage. I cannot keep up the rate of fire with the missiles. They're too damn expensive. And what I also no longer really have are these. There, now I have 2 on each launcher. Where are you at? All the way over there. Okay. This thing still has a ballast tank, which it doesn't really need. Let's put a target prediction there. Oh, taking fire, taking fire! I'm no longer dealing with just one craft, am I? I'm out of fuel! No! No, 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 no. That's not what I need. I need fuel. Get going! Fire the missiles in a minute. Why is my craft behaving so weird? Ooh. My main propeller's been knocked off. That might have something to do with it. And I'm now about to get blown up. I don't really see... That was the ammo. Yeah, one hit and he'll be a star. From the type of shots that are coming in, let's pause this. Game paused. I think that I'm taking fire from 2 craft. But who's the one that killed me? This thing seems to be happily firing missiles, but I think that the rounds from this one, from the fire, actually did the damage. I think that is what did me in. That is probably the thing that killed me and hit the ammo. Although the ammo was so exposed that it might as well have been a missile. Doesn't really matter. Okay. There's the craft going down to 8%. And dead. Lasted 27 minutes. So I believe that that is now the... what? 3rd attempt? 4th? We had the ship initially. Then we had the air cube. Then we had the plane. Yeah, that would make this attempt number 4. So the frigate is not really the best way to get this thing done. So let's actually live up to the name of the game from the depths. It's submarine time. Submarines are going to save me. You had a good run on a raft with a lot of missiles. Yeah, that can work. I just found that submarines work better for me. But your mileage may vary, of course. I spawned right in the middle of a thunderstorm. Which is nice. What, you're already rolling over? Holy moly, look at these waves. Okay, place a sub-object. No, prefab, sorry. Base engine. There, that's the base engine. Resources to go with it. Like that. Then a couple of material storages. And once again, the beams to get the material gatherers up on. 1, 2, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, and now we wait, basically. Now we wait. Schadenfroh, nice to see you here. In this storm I can build a surfboard. A windsurf, yeah. Thing is that while sails don't cost you any resources, in the sense that they don't cost you any fuel to use, they're also very, very situational. Because right now they might work fantastically well. In calm seas, you're probably not going to do that well, are you? So that's a bit of my objection to using that type of system. Don't roll over. Ugh, really? I warned you. Then again, I wouldn't want to be on a raft. Especially not this raft. In a storm like this, thank you very much. Come on. Okay, calmer seas coming up. This is going to be a baby submarine. Initially. Once I get enough resources, I'm probably not going to stick into the resource zone for too long. And basically exit it and go hunting. So after about 10 minutes. So, let's come up with a good name for this one. We had the Jack Sparrow for the raft that tried to run away but didn't. And what are we going to call this one? What are we going to call this submarine? Any thoughts? Let me know in the in the description down below. Yeah, I record YouTube. No, this is a stream. Let me know what your thoughts are in chat. Oh crap, she's already getting bow heavy. We're gonna have to make this thing a bathtub for now. Then put a few air pumps in so I can actually keep working on the ship while it mines resources. There we go. The pink November. Right. Does it really look that bad? Really? Oh, metal is expensive. Bloody hell. Okay, keep building. I'll make this a pretty sharp bow. The sharper it is, the more hydrodynamic it'll be, less fuel it costs me. And I can, of course, use this room for torpedoes as well. So let's say that I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, actually maybe 9 torpedoes, just screw it, 9 torpedoes. But first, make it a sharp bow, ready to fire, and especially ready to move. Actually, how about a triple launcher? 3 above each other like that. There. You're already starting to see a bit of the shape of the sub. Kursk. Sure. There. That's how fast I'm going to join the other sub, or whatever's left of the other sub, on the bottom of the seas. Possibly. Let's hope not, but, well, with my chances and my luck so far, it is not at all impossible. Let's add a couple of beams. I'm going to be building a bit around the resource gatherers. And I know the submarine is still partially made out of wood. That's something I'm going to have to adjust later. Because for now, I need to focus on getting propulsion and dive control. Let's go with one huge propeller, and so far as I can afford that. The vacuum cleaner. Yeah, sort of. But I think it looks more or less like my interpretation of a sub. Submarines are extremely underpowered? Really? Well, I don't think so. It depends on the depth. The deeper you are, the more difficult you are to hit. And I actually haven't been hit by weapons that often in a sub. The only thing I really fear in a sub is torpedoes. And I've experimented quite a lot with counter-torpedo systems. The only thing I've found to be workable is those torpedo systems, or the torpedo mines. Those things that you throw overboard when you think that there might be torpedoes coming for you. Anything other than that, I found that not to work too well. And submarines are, for me, the only way that I tend to stay alive. Emphasis, tend. I don't always get to stay alive as much as I like. Ah, the engine is in a terrible place. I don't like that. Can I put the engine a bit further back? The heartstone a bit further forward, so I have my control center in the middle. Maybe. Place prefab. Base engine. And if at all possible, I'm going to go for an electric propulsion, so an RTG, batteries, and electric engine. Ta-da! Engine. Good, that means you can go and get deleted. Get the fuel out of here, put the fuel next to the engine. Nothing can go wrong. I believe that pump is no longer required. Nope, we're still dry. Then, control. First off, a chair. Then, a complex controller. Submarines are complex machines. Starting to throw in the required amount of PIDs, usually one on each side. I have a fire control computer. That thing usually fits snugly behind the complex controller. Then, a drive maintainer. We only need one of those. U and J for propulsion. Set this thing to primary. Set this to H and K, and this one too. Then I can dive, I think, if the ship is not too heavy. If it's not too heavy. The problem is it's still not watertight. And I can fix that. but I'm going to be taking off these things later. Actually, I can do that now. Let's make it a bit more rounded. Down the middle, please. New object, spin block controller. I'm going to be building the hideous periscope mast again. Periscope mast from hell. That will allow my sub to stay underwater and still mine resources, although submarines are pretty much inherently unstable when they're not moving, anyway. When they're on the surface it's fine, when they're not, oh boy, you're in all sorts of trouble. Okay. Even that out. Tell this thing to respond to up and down. Up. Yeah, I'm too far away from the controller. That might have something to do with it. And I cannot get out. Really? Get out of my way. Up. Of course they're the wrong way around. There we go. There we go. Okay. Have you tried to put the explosive stuff like ammo and the fuel just under your boat? Yeah, I believe so. Oh, crap. I've tried putting the explosive bits pretty much all over. In the sense that you have either one centralized magazine or a magazine that has explosive reactive armor on top of it. Or you have it such that it has the explosive bits in metal encasing, it has the explosive bits... Oh, no! So I fell out of the top of the submarine? What? Whoa. Come on. This is not good. I need this thing to focus on getting back up to the standard position that I need it to be in. But we're flooded. That might have something to do with it. There, we should no longer be flooded. We're still leaking? Nope. Nope. Flooding enabled. Oh, come on. Just right yourself, yeah? Okay, maybe the periscope mast wasn't that good of an idea. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And... I'm too far away from the complex controller, or what? Up! I tell you, up! Mine! Thank you. Got back into the submarine. Close it off. And I need my chair back. Captain's chair. There we go. Use an ACB to make the spin blocks move up at X depth and move down. No, actually. I use PIDs for that task. I use one PID, usually to my right, and I set that to air pump altitude. And I don't give it a derivative time. I usually tell it to do the operation that required about 90 seconds. And then... really? The PID is then going to take control of the air pumps, and that way I can control the sub, or the depth of the sub. Currently though, the submarine is not really behaving itself. Hydrofoils, those things on the back need to be pointing in reverse. And those on the bow pointing forward. And that's the task of the other one. Altitude, no, pitch hydrofoil. They're trying to pitch the submarine upright. Come on. Oh, really? Yep, really. Really, really, really. Turn around. Stop being such a bitch. You know what's causing it? The wood. The metal is heavier. So the submarine is basically top heavy in its current configuration. And with that, she is more likely to want to roll upside down. So if I replace these, I should have a sort of functional submarine. Of course, now the thing is flooded, it has to pump out all the water again. Altitude, buoyancy set to 32. I want to go up. Come on. Whoops. There. Altitude minus 18. This thing always takes a bit to set up though. It's usual. Altitude minus 20. Blew a hole in my sub again. Minus 11, minus 10, minus 9, minus 8. Outside the resource zone. Forward thrust, just a bit. There we go. Welcome back to the surface. Can the PID know that this pitch 0 is not upside down? I don't know. I'm not sure if it accounts for roll, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. Oh, it works, but it's so incredibly ineffective. How much time have I wasted? 15 minutes? Ooh, I need to add weapons. Yesterday. Missiles. Launch pads. 3 above each other. Connector. I'm gonna have a controller off to the side. If there's room. Hello. Yep, there should be room. Gantry. These torpedoes are way smaller than the torpedoes I was using before. So for now, that's okay. But I want to get to 11 block torpedoes soon. Fuel tanks, torpedo prop, give me a 1-turn, ballast tank, regulator, explosive warheads, and a torpedo sonar. Good luck. And please have an FNF in there. Okay, so I can now fire them. We're still mining resources. Enemy detected. What do we got? Holy moly! They're coming right for me. Dive, dive. Quickly, please. 37, 38, 40, 70, come on. Required depth, 120. Doesn't matter. Come on, lower the mast, lower the mast, lower the mast. Oh, come on. I don't have time for this. You need to dive. Pumps are switched off. That is good. If I'm going to have a mining / spotting sub-vehicle, I can, actually. But not just yet. For now the focus is on building the submarine further. And, whoa! Basically trying to survive. That would be nice. As an initial goal. Could you stop being such a bastard with the hydrofoils? And just dive already? What's the PID up to? Output saturated. Fine, lower the gain. Artificial 121. Pumps are switched off. Is this area dry or wet? Torpedo section. I believe it's wet. I can add a pump, but it won't really do me that much good. Switched off. That thing seems to be bobbing in the waves. I'm not sure what it's doing though. Screw off. I think you're keeping the sub out of the water unnecessarily. My propulsion is making me surf. Yes! Thank you! My propulsion is too low. It's pushing the sub up. Silly me. That's the problem. Thank you. But we're still not exactly diving. For some reason, the bow seems awfully happy to come out of the water. Like there's too much buoyancy in there. But the weird part is there isn't. Or shouldn't be. Total available buoyancy is -1. The entire sub is made out of metal. The PID is set to -121 degrees. Really? No, it isn't. The test stem is what I want it to be. The test stem is the required depth. Air pump altitude. Output saturated. Fine. Let's switch to no limit. Cut propulsion. Right now I have nothing going for me and I should be sinking like a brick. Talking to bricks, we can just add lead. Depth 6. What is going on with the bow? 7, 8. Submarine is going down. More lead. Yes, let's do that. Give me a standard beam. And then we're going to add a downward slope there. It doesn't look like anything, but I just want to get down from the surface. That's key. Okay, let's try the hydrofoils again for depth control, or for pitch control. Propulsion ahead slow. The hydrofoils are in the wrong setup. The hydrofoils should, on the bow, be pitching down. Let's set this thing to be a bit less trigger happy. Set it to 30 seconds to reach the... Ugh, we're rolling again. Okay. Depth 10, 12, 14, 20. Yes, and now keep it level. No. What is going on with the hydrofoils? I'm not building backwards, am I? Chat? Don't tell me. That would be really, really bad. Like, I'd have to reverse the entire design of the sub. Oh god. Yeah. Well, that explains it. However, by that logic, if I reverse the position of the hydrofoils, the PID should be trying to correct it either way. So I'm going to put them in the bow in reverse. Put propulsion to slow. Ha! Doesn't matter. I'm still going to have to reverse. I'm going to have to reverse the entire submarine design. Oh dear. Okay. The entire system is saying it too. Are you building backwards? The controller's facing backwards. Oops, torpedoes launched. The controller's facing backwards. Yes, I am building backwards. So my torpedoes are in the stern of the ship. And that is causing all sorts of confusion among my subsystems. Okay. Get rid of that. We no longer need the mast. Switch the missiles and the prop. Yeah, but my entire bow design can also be reversed. Oh well. You live and you learn and you fuck up. Or repeatedly. At least I'm gonna have one hell of a sexy stern. Which is nice. Not particularly valuable, but okay. It works. This is going to be the new torpedo section. And a few more beams to go with that, please. Okay, so note, this is the torpedo section and therefore the bow. Take note, bow, there, launch pad. That way. All of these can be deleted. Okay, so that's the stern. Propellers, huge propeller. 2 rudders to go. I think the AI is just as confused as me because they're no longer attacking me. Stop all propulsion. Let's see, chat. Sorry, I'm so busy with trying to get this thing back up. I want to see the AI control it. Are you kidding? Yep, backwards, switch missiles and props, forward building is too mainstream. It is a bit, isn't it? It's a static, vaporware, rear-facing torpedoes, put 2 huge props at the back and use those torps as backward. No. Not likely. By the way, whatever you cut off at the beam at the start, you're just going to have to value it. Yes, okay. Place the torps inside all along the length of the sub. I could do that. Make them this long. The entire length of the sub. That will mean I'm going to go with a slightly smaller bow. To make sure it doesn't take up all of the room. And especially all of the minerals, or the resources consumed. More of these. And then I believe we need these. Give me more 2-meter beams. 2-meter beams there. Actually, they can be 3-meter beams vertical, right? Yeah, sort of. 2-meter. 2-meter. What am I looking at down here? That thing's out of position. That should be a 4-meter beam. Then a downward slope. No, a 2-meter beam. 2-meter downward slope. And then 2-meter square. No, 2-meter triangle like that. Same for the other end. I can still put the torpedoes there if I want to. Not particularly there. What's my cross shape? 19! That's good. I like that. Okay. I don't want my torps too big, otherwise they're going to cost loads and their reload is so slow. Yes, that's true. Sub length torpedoes, maximum length of 9. Yeah. I can go with that. What's my depth? 241? That's a bit deeper than expected. And we're still going down. Air pumps? What are you up to? Buoyancy set to 63? It's trying to correct it, but it's not doing a terribly good job at it. Set it to 120 seconds. Okay, so my control room is now in the rear of the sub and facing the wrong way. Redirect the captain's chair. Redirect both of the PIDs. I like to have those near me, so I can quickly have a look at what I'm doing. Air pump minus... whatever, minus 200. Oh, you don't do that, right. Minus 180, fine. And I'm going to give you 120 seconds to get there. This one's usually 0.05 or 0.005. That one, pitch hydrofoil. Fire control computer. And that one also needs to be here-ish. I think I just built 2. Yeah. 1. U, J. Okay, propulsion works. Depth is going down. Up, whatever. The ground is all flat at exactly 500 meters, so... yeah, okay. You have a lot of lead in the keel. Yes, I do. It's helping me get the sub down to where I need it to be. But I have maybe too much. Currently, though, I'm going up a bit too fast, I think. Yeah, there we go. 180. Please turn those pumps off. Now, please. Turn the pumps off and flood the ship. 122, 123, there we go, we're flooding again. Good. Water, hydrofoils. Now we can actually put these at the stern. And a few more at the bow. Apparently, I'm pitched down. Because the system is trying to pretty aggressively correct the pitch of the sub. But there we are. I tend to use ACBs. How would you set up the ACBs? Because I find that the ACBs, the sub tends to overcorrect. Maybe that's my submarine design that's flawed, but I find that it tends to overcorrect in ways that the submarine really starts to behave completely unpredictably. And I have no idea what's up or down. Is that the sun? If that is the sun, then I'm now completely upside down. Let's go with an anti-roll system. Roll left-hand side, right-hand side. Left hand, right hand. Another PID. This one, a roll system. It's correcting the roll, it's even over-correcting the roll. Hydrofoils are neutral. And I believe that we are sort of upside with the right side up. Are we? Yes? No? Yes, I believe so. Good. Good. Okay. Anti-pitch doesn't work if you roll like a cigar. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. One ACB has turn on and min and one at max. Yeah. That's another possibility. That can work too. I tried the ACBs also with the hydrofoil altitude, but that was just atrociously bad for me. I just could not get that to work anywhere near the way I wanted it to. Okay, for now these are going to be external torpedo tubes. And once I have enough resources, I'm going to make them internal torpedo tubes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go with 8 length. This is causing my drag to go up like a rocket. That's bad. We need to fix that later. IFF. Staggered. And type, of course, torpedo. Fins in the back. 2 torpedo props. 3 fuel tanks. A 1 turn, a ballast tank, a regulator. Explosive warheads. And finally, a torpedo sonar. Then, same for the other side. Where are you at? Fins, fuel tanks. Oh, torpedo propellers. My bad. 3 fuel tanks. A 1 turn. Oh, I forgot the ballast tank. Regulator. And a torpedo sonar. Boom. Done. And you need to get 1... Oh, you do have a ballast tank. Oh, never mind. You do have a ballast tank. Fine. Would it be a good idea to equip a submarine with a laser? Not really. Equipping a submarine with a laser doesn't do that much, since a submarine is virtually always underwater, and lasers don't work particularly well underwater. Let's see if I can find an enemy. Where am I? Where's the enemy? There seems to be something up here, somewhere. There's something over there. There you are. A baby paddle gun for 16,000 resources. That means you're not very valuable. He's not even moving. Apparently he's not even trying to get a kill on anything because he probably hasn't detected anything. I'm going to keep it that way. But we are going to go for this guy. So let's turn the Kursk. There we go. Now I hope that my torpedoes are not going to do anything stupid. We're about to find out. Oh, I forgot to set these things up properly. There we go. Heading 263. Let's go for 267-ish. There we go. Range 5 clicks? Ooh, we're gonna be here a while. Yeah, we're gonna be here a while. Can I make this sub any sleeker? Maybe. Because currently I'm wasting a lot of power on propulsion. 41 is the current cross section. 34 by simply putting a few of those things on. $27. That works incredibly well. How about an inverted and then one more? 27.4. Not bad. Not bad. Looks like shit, but it helps. How about making this thing a bit more aesthetically sound? One there, one there. They're inverted there. 31.4. Huh. That's not really what I was hoping for. Problem is I'm starting to run out of metal, or out of resources altogether, actually. $31.4 still. 27.4. Whatever, we'll stick with this. Torpedoes are still 2.5 clicks out from the target. Fuel is looking good. I got plenty of that. Let's put her at full speed, see what kind of speed she can get to. Oh yeah, ammo, good point. I don't have any ammo containers. So my torpedoes are not reloading. Terrible. Where are we going to put those? Oh, right in the bow. Why not? Thank you for that comment. Now I can actually fire again. Hopefully. Move that steel stuff and add some ammo. Yes. Done. Where are my torpedoes? Should be about 1800 out by now, I think. If they're still moving, that is. I don't see them. Oh, there they are. There's the torpedoes. A nice quad grouping. Torpedoes, oh, I'm still 4.5 clicks out. Speed of the sub, 940. It's not particularly fast. And I still want to get there. Look at that. 5,000 points of resources left to salvage. Torpedoes are about to arrive. I don't think that this thing has any clue what's coming for him. Brace for impact. Brace, brace, brace. Whoa! That was a touch more effective than I'd expected. I just ammo wrecked the guy, I think. Blew about 60% of the ship off, and he's too damaged to continue. And there's about 800 materials to salvage. Yes, please. It's gonna take me a while to get there, though. Hopefully no one else is gonna steal my supplies. Alright. That should give me a nice amount of supplies. Also the resources, I gained 700 from hitting him that hard. So he's pretty much done for. And I don't see any more targets on my screen at the moment. Alright, my voice is starting to crack up a bit. So sooner rather than later, I'm going to have to end this stream. Because the people I'm talking to tomorrow would probably prefer it if I can still speak. So, let me know what your thoughts are so far. I'm at least going to save this thing right now before I forget. So that in the next stream I can continue with this sub. You can continue working on it. Because there's a lot left to improve. And we have a new contestant here. Target to the south. Where exactly? See, that's the weird part. On my sort of radar thing, my compass, it says there's something to the south/southeast. But there is nothing to be seen. There, oh wait, what's that? Aw, an urchin. Cute little thing. Completely harmless to a submarine. Completely harmless. Okay, no threat. Let's see. I want to speed up. Slow the prop down. Activate the second one as a primary as well. And the third. And then we're going to need to add some rudders. Where are we going to put these things? Above it's not really that good. Let's go with that. H and K. Yeah, you'd like the stream to go for 24 hours more. I'm not sure that's going to be possible. Moreover, I'm sure that's not going to be possible. There we go. Speed increased to 14.5. If I can get the profile of the sub down even further, I should be able to do even faster. Closing on the resources. Are there any other targets somewhere? No. That little urchin is the only thing I can see. As for your question, what am I going to do when I encounter a surface threat? Easy. I'm going to remodel these things into air missiles. That's all that I really need to do. And it's pretty easy. Let's just test it for trying sake. Let's save that as a long-range torpedo. And I believe I can load the ASM. What's that loaded as? Fuel tanks, fins, variable thruster. Yeah, I'm just going to make one small adjustment. Or a few for the loadout. Explosives. And finally, one ballast tank. That's critical. You want to have these things float up to the surface. 5. That is the long-range AA. Well, long-range-ish. Don't expect any miracles from this thing, because you might be disappointed. Now, to make sure that these things fire fast and don't hit the own ship, I'm going to add a couple of ejector add-ons. There we go. And that's all I need. Now I can hit air targets. And I can do so pretty accurately. Fire the missiles. There we go, floating up. My current depth is minus 180, or 180 under surface level. There we go, they're trying to take off, and we have anti-air targets, or anti-air missiles. And yes, they can go for infrared. I also found them to be quite good with a radar head. Because if they are infrared seeking missiles, then they tend to run into trouble. Because by doing it in such a way, you have to make sure that they have a good line of sight on the target. Otherwise, they just don't work out that well. Because an infrared seeker, I believe, has a cone of 120 degrees forward-facing arc. I cannot guarantee that the target is in there. And while they do work, the infrared, they work best if they have a bit more guidance, which I'm not sure they're going to get. Picked up the resources there, nice. Yeah, they were not too fast or with great distance, true enough. True enough. Alright, let's surface the ship. And start mining. Up you go. And start pumping out the water. I'm probably approaching this mining zone a bit too fast. Burning fuel unnecessarily. Altitude or depth 155, coming up. Guidance from infrared cams or a floating sub-vehicle, yes, that could work. I think a radar buoy doesn't really work, as it doesn't send any information to the missile. But an intra-vehicle communicator linked to a small vehicle that's just floating on the surface could work. So it's basically a radar, an AI block, and something that transmits the data back to my submarine, and then the missiles get that information and they go for that target. That's something that could work. It's not something I'm going to be doing in today's stream, but I might be doing that next time around. Still coming up to the surface, 100 meters currently. I'm going to try and quickly harvest this resource zone, and then hopefully not get hit in the process, so I can continue with this submarine some other time. Depth 75. What do you think of the look of the sub? Decent? Areas of improvement that you suggest? Let's see what happens to the drag. Drag's 35. What happens if I add another one? 35.6, and it was 35.8. So this actually helps. Interestingly. This actually helps. $35.92. And there. 36.32. Nope. It's going to go back up again. Not that good. Depth 12 meters, 10 meters. Surface. Hello. Now we can turn on to full speed because I know now I'm not going to overshoot the resource zone. It swims as intended, yes. That is important, isn't it? The submarine actually performs pretty much as intended and is capable of critically hitting ships. When I'm going to stream next time, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. It will be uploaded onto YouTube whenever it's going to be. But when exactly it will be, I don't know yet. Depends a bit on my schedule. My schedule's getting pretty busy lately. This, by the way, is a temporary setup, just so to start mining resources. Basically, strip mining this zone, hoping I don't get shot to shit, and taking off the masts and diving once more. And the next part is going to be incorporating these missile tubes into the design itself. Total value of the sub, good question. Not that much, probably. 5.5, 5,600. Not that much. Add a mining mast, yes. At a diving depth of 400 meters, yes, good point. Can I change the color to yellow? What, we all live in a yellow submarine? Okay. I can. But you're going to have to help me. Because, and I'm shitting you not, I am colorblind. So I have to... is this yellow enough for you? Is this yellow enough? Oh god. Oh dear. Oh well. Whatever. Oh, this is hideous, isn't it? This is really, really nasty. Yes, even the props get to turn yellow, why not? And then can I please color the missile tubes in something else? Because I want my missile tubes to be yellow. No one's going to take this submarine seriously if it's yellow, as far as its weapons are concerned. Looks sexy, ew, yeah. It's basically the two responses that you're going to get. I prefer to paint my subs black most of the time. But this? Yeah. No, not really. Yeah, so for reasons not yet known, the submarine is now yellow. This is just weird. No, I'm not going to keep it yellow. We're going to keep it black. Full intensity, no, no, no. Better save it now, you don't want to get shot at while painting. Yeah. Fair enough. There we go. That's, at least in my mind, a lot better. Works a lot better with the color that I think a submarine is supposed to have. You're supposed to not see some sort of yellow rubber duck when you look down. You're supposed to see nothing. You're supposed to suddenly get hit and then go, what the hell was that? There. Oop. That's better. We're going to take 5, we're going to make that a bit red. Not too intense. There. I'd say that's better. My mining operations have ceased. Am I outside the resource zone or something? Or is the mining zone already empty? There. How about that? Better? Put it blue so it looks more badass and it blends. Oh right, anti-fouling, yeah. Next ship. Giant rubber ducky, confirmed. Black with red striped. Yellow and black like a bee? Guys, seriously, if I'm adding yellow stripes to this, it's going to be back to looking ridiculous. I mean, what the hell is this? Is this really what you want the sub to look like? Like that? Quack quack. Yep. Does anyone know if the devs have fixed adventure mode already, if you can still encounter huge battleships as your first opponent? Yes. From what I've seen, you can still encounter the huge submarines and huge battleships and other monsters of the sea that you really don't hope to encounter if you're in a rubber raft. Or sorry, if you're in a Very, very vulnerable raft. So yes, it is not quite fixed yet. And especially with flyers, it becomes quite difficult to survive. Oh, the urchin still heading my way. Cute. How would you like a torpedo? Anyway, with the Kursk painted in the B schedule, or the B color scheme, I'm going to call this a night. Next stream, I don't know when it's going to be. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel, and I'll be announcing it there surely. And of course, this stream will be uploaded to YouTube. It's going to be one big stream, 3 hours and a bit minutes, 3 hours and 6 or something. And when the next stream is going to be, we'll see. Depends on my schedule. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the advices and suggestions for improvement, especially the color scheme is very, very important. That definitely needed improving. And as for the rest, I hope you have a good time playing FTD for yourself. Good luck trying to stay alive. It is not easy, but hopefully you can survive and continue to build your own submarine or battleship or whatever kind of craft you like. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more from the depths.